This single viral tweet by Legos announcing their newest Lego set of the Black Cat took the internet by storm. And here's the thing. That was one of the few actual announcement posts that Lego did for the launch, because that was all that was needed for their community to then take it and roll with it and made a whole conversation around it. Lego is a masterclass about building community on social media. They know exactly the vibe of their customers and how they can enhance the human experience for their big community of builders. And they have done it so well that while the rest of the toy industry has been suffering in 2024 due to inflation, they've actually increased in profits. In this video, we are breaking down the secret sauce of Lego, of how they were able to build a true fandom for their brand. Everything from not cringing your audience with your posts to really feeding into the community, how to constantly knock out their launches because they listen to their community and actually produce stuff that people want, which allows them to be so resilience tested that while the rest of the toy industry is struggling, they are increasing in profits. And most importantly, how if you're not the size of Lego, how you can actually incorporate it into your brand. Hello, my name is Lauren, like Lauren with an R, and I am your social media grandma. And we dive into the biggest marketing wins and fails so you can understand the human decisions that brought this to be happening, so that you can know how to build the narrative around your brand. And if you like more of these deep dives, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Imagine that you are the head of the social media department for Lego, and where you have your social media team and a very large portfolio of products that you have to push out every single day. How do you balance that sales agenda without cringing your audience? Because we know Lego's audience can smell a sales pitch a mile away. Apart from the content, channeling the inner Lego nerd that is in all of them and engaging with their customers to where it's not just one post selling one thing all the time, but having touch points along the way, have actually done a huge positioning in how they choose to show up online. And that is to present Lego as the artist that is announcing a new album drop to their fandom. That is why when Lego announced the Black Cat Lego set on Twitter, what they've done is a very genius tweet that reflects that cats taking over your keyboard that caught people's attention. But all it did was just start the conversation with tastemakers in the Lego community to talk about the Black Cat set. And that's all you really need when it comes to announcements of new posts, when you have literally so many creators online whose sole goal is Lego news. Guys, this is exactly what you expect out of next tier fan hypes like the K-pop community. You have artists announcing their next single drop, album drop, and then you have the subsequent fan accounts that talks about it, nerd out about it, enjoy the art of it. And on top of that, what Lego has done with their social media team is that they created a rainbow experience where you're not getting the same experience or announcement in every single platform, but they know what their people want and how to engage with them on each specific platform. For example, on TikTok, they recognize it's the Lego community and the nerddom. Literally, they understand there's a thing called Lego Talk. So it gives the brand a lot of creative freedom to create content that literally reflects the ethos of Legos, which is unlimited creativity. Everything from the Halloween TSA layout post to Black Cat reflecting the life of being a black cat, and so much more. And then on their Instagram, because again, they are the artists feeding into the fandom, their Instagram is treated more official with the announcement post, the collaboration post, and then they leave more of the community building to other subsequent Instagram accounts like Lego House, Lego Land, to really get into more of the builders nerdom. And then then engaging with the subsequent many Lego fan accounts that exist on there and that are talking about these launches. The same thing also applies on Twitter/X, which if you know and interact with any celebrity, it is a way for fans to directly interact with them and know the latest updates. So their Twitter feed reflects that. Half of that is like official announcements, like an artist, and then half of that is being like the president of the Lego fan club and just nerding out and engaging with their audience on there from these tweets. And then YouTube, they recognize that they are playing into YouTube TV. Like they are creating content that feeds into not just the product side of Lego, but the actual like video game side of Lego, because they know YouTube is where the gamers are. And so they understand that they're creating content that people want to consume on the fly, on their TV, and really thinking in that mindset of like, what would our gamers love to consume? And they don't sleep on LinkedIn either, because they know that in order to continuously do this level of community engagement, they need the awesome talent and people to make that happen. So they're highlighting their top brand managers and people like that, along with the big partnerships that like Nike and Formula One that people are connected to for employee advocacy. Once you've experienced and touched all rays of their rainbow and land on their website, they are so clear in knowing who you are and what you want on their website. Like they know your shopping needs, everything. If you are searching for your kids to your own personal amusement, like all the way down to home decor. Like they are very hyper aware. And the intention of doing this rainbow style marketing that enhances the human experience is one key factor, which is enhancing their community experience. They don't need to be the content creation machine. Rather, they just need to create enough art content that people consume, collaborate, enjoy, build together. Primary goal is to create enough content and art to spark more community generated content, CGC, which is content not created by them, but by their community of builders, commentators, people who are just starting their newest millennial hobby, all the way to one of the biggest fan clubs, the Beyond the Bricks community, where you see the biggest amount of unlimited creativity come to life. And by them focusing on generating people to talk about them rather than them creating content that's like, hey, point at me, they're actually pushing the most important thing in business, which is word of mouth, specifically in visual word of mouth, which is community generated content. And it speaks in volumes when we talk about share of voice, brand notoriety. And to put in perspective, if you search hashtag Lego on Instagram, it's about 24 million posts, 4.5 million posts as of today on TikTok, which if you think about the average post getting about 500 views, that's 15 billion views on just 2 platforms for the lifetime. And all of that content is natural word of mouth generation that they can track and see about people talking about them, which no matter how many $1 million you spend in marketing, you can't generate that because that is natural word of mouth. And Lego has taken listening to their customers to a whole other level because they realize that we have an engaged community. Let's listen to them so that we know what they want, so that every single time we launch a new product, we know it's a knockout idea. And they do this with the Lego ideas. You can literally see it right on their website. People go and submit sets so that they can be voted on to win and to be produced by Lego. Pre-customer buy-in on Lego sets before they even go into R&D and production. So they already know it's going to sell. And they did it in the format of the botanical gardens that was once a Lego idea. They announced it at the event that is filled with builders and tastemakers to get, and that fed into the fandom with the commentators who are reacting to this new cool set. And then once they were able to test out the sets, they were able to show it to the greater audience even further. And all of this momentum of content is ending up in people's feeds because, again, Lego is known as a category at this point in social media because of the level of search terms. All of that allows them to build a natural launch that they know they do well because it all started with the Lego idea, which allows Lego as a brand to be resilient, tested so well that despite the inflation that's been going on in 2024, Lego has actually in Q1 of 2024 ended up in 2.2 billion USD overall, with 1.2 billion of that coming from the US. And they understand that this hobby isn't going away with inflation, especially when you have key partnerships that become like entry points for people to start this new hobby, from Star Wars to Fortnite. And now they're even branching out into new realms with new potential audience members. The Formula One that feeds into collectible car style, to Nike with fashion and shoes. So it'll be interesting to see how this new other community niche that they're tapping into with these partnerships is going to shift the overall Lego community. Now, if you watch this video all the way to the end and you're like, wow, that's so cool, but I'm not the size of Lego, how do I do this? Here's some general takeaways that you should just consider in building in your marketing overall. First off is the main social media goal is building the fandom. It's not about interact with me, the brand. It's about, hey, you like Lego, I also like Lego, let's bond together. It's all about building relationships through the creation of using Lego. So it becomes more of a lifestyle choice, a hobby, as we've talked about. And because that's the focus, rather than doing traditional product style marketing on social media, they opted to be like, what other industries do that level of bonding? Artists do that level of bonding. So they focus their content creation on facilitating over the bonding of the Lego experience. So asking yourself, how can you adjust your content to where your audience isn't just about going from, hey, entertain me with your content, to, oh, cool, I like your content and your art, and I'm going to share it with my friends because we both have interest in your art and we can nerd out together. And I'm also cool with nerding out in the comments with other people that like your art. That's what we want to see happen. Goal is not to get people to consume and buy more sets immediately from the social media posts, because they realize that Lego sets aren't cheap. However, they understand that if they feed into the fandom and people see it more than 7 times, people will be more receptive to the getting that Lego because they're like, oh my God, I've been seeing it everywhere on my feed, I want it effect, which is less based on price and more based on FOMO experience, being a part of community. So really asking yourself this big question of how can you get your audience to discuss about you with each other versus you just talking with them. If your product, it could be like knowing how you can get people to create content around the thing that you guys do together as a lifestyle. So like just like how Lego is a category lifestyle in itself, similar to Disney and to Harry Potter and different things like that. And if your service is actually easier because you're talking about what is the end impact that you are creating, that you of a movement that you're wanting to be a part of, that people can buy into along the way. So what other ways do you think you can do to incorporate the Lego magic? Comment down below. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this masterclass and the finished product that I have here on the side along the way. If you like more videos like this, please go ahead and comment down below and tell me which other brand you want to dive into the content universe of. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want more content like this. And remember, impact happens one drop at a time. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.